welcome to Raider Basketball right here on Media One. Along with Toni Roesch, I'm Geoff Kim, and we're pleased to have you along as the women's basketball team takes on the Lady Flyers of UD. So, Toni, in talking about tonight's game, it is for bragging rights, and how do you think this one will turn out?
Well, certainly so. You have two great coaches and two very well-established programs, so it is going to be a matter of the bragging rights. But in addition, not only is it bragging rights, but it's also recruiting as well.
It is recruiting, and of course, talking about tonight's game, what do you see as the keys?
Well, I think one of the keys that Wright State is going to have to be very careful of is the inside play of Dayton. Dayton's very capable of doing some damage inside.
They certainly are, and in talking about Wright State, of course, they were without the services of Shanda Hollingsworth in the last game against Miami. Tonight, she'll be in play. She'll come off the bench, but she won't be in the starting lineup. Carmen Mann will. How do you see that turning out?
Well, Shanda, she can hit the three, and if she gets any time at all, she's very dangerous from that three-point line.
She certainly is. It's Wright State and UD coming up in our own Gem City Jam, and we'll be back with all the play-by-play in just a moment. It's Raider basketball as the women's team takes on the Lady Flyers of the University of Dayton. Along with Toni Roesch, I'm Geoff Kim, and we are so pleased to have you along for this one. Both teams getting out on court. Wright State coming in with a record of 1-4. The UD Flyers coming in with a record of 2-4. However, they are a team of streaks, Toni Roesch, because they've won their first two, but they've lost their last four.
Well, they're very capable of really getting on some, playing very well and getting on some very good streaks. They have a great deal of athleticism. Part of what we touched upon in the pregame is the fact that they have some very good inside play, but their perimeter play, they're very dangerous and very streaky. Great deal of athleticism.
Jess Van Der Geest for Wright State, and Raylan McIntosh will tip off at center, and we are underway here at the Irvin J. Nutter Center as the tip goes to UD. Up high, Jaquez now going over to the near side. Shannon McFadden back up on high. Alina Martins. One bounce pass to the far side. Kizzy Dawson back up on high. And a traveling violation. Let's set up the starting lineups. First for the UD Flyers. The forwards are number 32, Alina Martins, and number 50, Jeanette Jaquez. The guards are number 4, Kizzy Dawson, and number 12, Shannon McFadden. The center is number 24, Raylan McIntosh. For Wright State, the forwards are Regin Stewart and Jess Van Der Geest. The center, Lenora Combs. The guards, Carmen Mann and Mandy Jelinek. And we have a whistle, a traveling violation against the big one, the big girl in the middle, Jess Van Der Geest.
Just trying to create a move for herself. Unfortunately, she traveled as she was looking to make that move.
Going to that far side, Kizzy Dawson. Now Alina Martins feeds underneath. Shot put up, no good, but a foul called on the way to the hoop. Jeanette Jaquez, she's 6'2", a junior out of Lafayette, Indiana, and a two-shot foul coming on up.
Well, this is going to be a nice little matchup between Jeanette and Lenora. As you can see, Jeanette really posting up strong. Nice little drop step, little hook right there. Unfortunately, she didn't get it to fall.
Foul is on Carmen Mann, her first, team's first, obviously. The officials tonight, John Whitson, Don Green, and Judy Schneider. They have the dirty work in this Gem City Jam, if you will. And the second one of two made for the Flyers, so it's 1-0 on the outset. Johnson handles over for Van Der Geest. Lenora Combs inside the arc. They go high-low. Carmen Mann to the hoop. A little hard off the glass. A fight for it. A jump ball underneath. Jess Van Der Geest in there with Jaquez. And the possession arrow favors Wright State.
Well, Carmen Mann really wanted the ball. She was posting up extremely hard. That's one of the things when you're coming in and you really don't quite have the feel for your shot. You know, she came in from a volleyball season, and she's just really now starting to get into her play. She had a nice move to the basket. She just needs to get a touch on her shot.
And taken away. Jaquez has it up ahead. Kizzy Dawson. And a traveling violation. Boy, we've seen a few of those already on this outset of the game with only 18:53 left to play in half number one.
Well, this is where the perimeter players are really looking to make some nice moves, and it's a great matchup with both teams. You know, inside you have Jeanette going against Lenora Combs, and that's a great matchup inside, as well as Mandy Jelinek going against Shannon McFadden.
Regin Stewart on over for Van Der Geest, back up on high for Jelinek. 20 on the shot clock. Regin thinks about scoring, thinking about the baseline, gives it up for Van Der Geest, and they keep it on the far side. Nice pick and roll, Jelinek, and a traveling violation of her own.
Their feet are just moving a little too quick. They have some nice little ball fakes, little shot fakes, but their feet are moving a little too quickly.
You know what they say, your bags are packed, but nowhere to go.
Well, the other part of it, you have to credit the defensive play of both teams. Both teams are playing very fundamentally sound defense.
Near side, Shannon McFadden drives baseline and foul underneath.
The foul's on Manny Jelinek, a little hand check call, but Shannon McFadden putting her head down, looking to turn the corner, going to the basket.
So we take a look at head coach Jackie Clark in her first year at UD. Non-shooting foul, second team foul for UD. Dawson, McFadden now inside. And they keep it down low. Jaquez gets the deuce. 3-0 in favor of the Flyers.
Well, that was a nice little dump off in there and a nice little finish.
And off the hands of Van Der Geest, but it'll still remain a possession. Wright State off the hands, or rather off of Jaquez, out of bounds.
Replacing man.
That last possession, Raylan McIntosh did a nice job looking to cut back door. Nice little touch on her shot.
Shanda Hollingsworth in for Carmen Mann here for Wright State. And here's a 3 attempt, up no good. Loose ball out on the floor. Kizzy Dawson comes away with it. Holds up shop. They go down underneath. Shot turnaround is up and home. Raylan McIntosh, 6'3", sophomore forward, gets the deuce. It's 5-0 and a timeout called for Wright State.
Well, that was a nice feed inside by Kizzy Dawson to Raylan McIntosh, and Raylan with a nice little turnaround jumper.
5-0 with 17:33 left to play in half number 1 in this, the Gem City Jam, the only one this year. Of course, the men, both men's teams had this series the last 4 or 5 years. However, UD decided to discontinue it this year, and we got it on good word that they just wanted stronger competition, if you can believe that. But I'm not one to judge, and Toni, you're taking the high road on this one.
I'm passing on all comment on that. I'm just a neutral party here.
Jelinek over for Shanda Hollingsworth. As we had mentioned, out of the starting lineup because of sickness. Missed a couple days of practice. Now Shanda has it on the near side. Gets a nice pick, but nowhere to go on the head of the key. Here's Van Der Geest baseline pull-up, and she was fouled on the way to the hoop.
Well, Jess once again with a nice little ball fake and looking to make the penetration, a little stop and pop. She made the right decision in picking up the foul by Raylan McIntosh.
Her first, team's first. And going to the line is Jess Van Der Geest.
Right there you can see Jess putting her head down, looking to turn the corner right there, stopping and popping and picking up the foul.
Scoring drought finally broken at the 17-11 mark as Jess Van Der Geest gets the first point for Wright State.
Well, Jess Van Der Geest, she's a little bit of everywhere on the court. She's setting the pick, she's looking to take the ball to the basket, and she's certainly there for the rebounds.
73% shooter, got them both, 5-2. Flyers lead it by 3. The point guard, McFadden, has it over this way. Martin's back up on high, Kizzy Dawson. Taken away, here's Reggie Stewart up ahead for Wright State. Dashing her way to the hoop, and will pull it back out.
Well, that was a good decision by Regin. She didn't have the numbers and pulling it back out.
Shanda thought about the 3, back up on high, Jelinek.
Wright State being very patient. They're getting down though on the shot clock, 8 seconds.
Regin puts one up, an air ball, but Lenora Combs the stick back and in.
Lenora Combs doing a nice job following that ball, getting the shot. It didn't even hit the rim, and she did a nice job putting it back up.
She got 17 in her last game against Miami, her first career start, so she gets to start again tonight. McFadden underneath, going for Jaquez. Turn around, Jay, up, no good. Rebound underneath, Raylan McIntosh, and a foul underneath.
Well, that's one of the things Wright State is going to look to do. They're going to try and get the ball inside to use their height to their advantage. They have 2 very nice post players inside, Raylan McIntosh and Jeanette Jaquez. Both of them are doing a very good job posting up inside. As you can see, Jess Van Der Geest has her hands full right there going up against Raylan McIntosh, and Raylan does a nice job putting up the shot. But right there, she got fouled.
Lenora Combs her first. Here's the attempt, no good on offense for UD. Lenora Combs gets the rebound. Combs fires the 3, it's a little short. Loose ball on the floor, and coming into this ball game on the last timeout, Sarah Schloss, 6-foot freshman forward. She got the ball. Schloss going to the hoop and count it. Well, making an impact immediately, getting the loose ball, going to the other end, scoring, and she'll get to the line for an old-fashioned three-point try.
Well, that was excellent ball movement by Dayton and working it inside and out. As you can see, right there, Schloss looking to make the penetration, pulling up for a jumper. But just prior to that, she had passed the ball inside. And Raylan McIntosh didn't really have a whole lot to do with it. She was doubled, kicked it right back out, and that's where Sarah looked to make the penetration.
Schloss, 67% shooter from the charity stripe this year, leaves it off the front. Loose ball on the floor will remain a UD possession. Last touched by Wright State. Raylan McIntosh had it, but she was double-teamed.
Well, this is going to be a challenge for Wright State in terms of the boards. They really have to make sure that they keep Dayton off the rebounds.
Timeout on the floor with 15:39 left to play in this first half. 7-4 in favor of the Flyers, and we'll be back in just a moment. Seven to 4 in favor of the UD Flyers as we take you through this Gem City Jam. And the fouls have been a situation here for Wright State early on. They've got 4 quick ones.
Well, they do have 4 quick ones, but the other area of concern here for Wright State is they're only shooting 16% from the field. That has a lot to do with the size inside play and the size of Dayton. Dayton shooting 60% because they're getting most of their shots from inside the paint.
McFadden to trigger the inbound. Still looking. They go underneath for McIntosh. Now kick it out for Schloss from 15. No good. Hard off the back and a foul, and we will head the other way.
Well, it was a great box out by Jess Van Der Geest, getting Helena going over her back.
And one of the new additions here to this team, Helena Safarikova. Say that quickly a lot here. 6'4" junior center. Guilty of the foul, her first. Team's third, actually, we believe, as soon as we get that on the board. They go far side. Amber Williams into this ball game. Underneath, Lenore Combs. Underneath and good.
Lenore Combs did an excellent job using her body and going up with her left hand.
Combs has 4, 7-6. Flyers by 1.
Regin Stewart wanted that steal.
Going far side. Crystal Smith. Now underneath. Safarikova. McFadden now back for Safarikova. It's off the side of the rim. Jess Van Der Geest comes up with the loose ball.
Excellent defensive play by Jess Van Der Geest.
Stewart to Williams. Triggers it from the perimeter. No good. And the rebound underneath. Crystal Smith gets her first board of the night. McFadden with some backcourt pressure by Williams. This one nearly stolen away, but getting it back is Raylan McIntosh. Now over near side, Crystal Smith. Looking baseline. Nearly had her pocket picked. Now they go high-low. Here's McIntosh, no good. And a foul, and we will head the other way again.
Oh, nice pass inside by Shannon McFadden. Did an excellent job of really threading the needle. But you have to give credit to Wright State. They're doing a real good job boxing out, but they have to. They're outsized.
As we look at Anitra Perry coming in on this timeout.
We have Helena. She picked up 2 quick fouls. And Anitra Perry coming in. Anitra is a very fine athlete. Unfortunately, she's coming off of an injury.
Combs nearly had it picked away, but gets it back. Shanda Hollingsworth gets a pick. Now at the free throw line, puts it up. No good. And the rebound, still nowhere to go, but Raylan McIntosh comes up with it.
But Shanda did a nice job going around, stopping and popping. She needs to get her legs underneath her a little bit.
They go with Perry underneath and a foul underneath.
Nice feed inside by Crystal Smith into Anitra Perry.
And that foul's going to go against Wright State. It's going to be on Van Der Geest.
Yeah, as you can see right there, Crystal Smith, nice little pass inside. Anitra Perry going up with and getting the foul. Lenora Combs coming over for that help side, just a tad late in getting there. If she would have been there a little bit sooner, she might have been able to go straight up and not allowed Anitra to turn on that shoulder.
Look off the back. That's her first free throw attempt of the year. Janine Andrews comes on in for the first time, and Carmen Mann comes back on in for Wright State. Van Der Geest and Combs will sit down.
Anitra Perry with the tremendous high school career coming out of Brookhaven High School, out of Columbus, Ohio.
Your old stomping grounds, huh?
Yeah, seen her play a few times.
1 of 2. 8-6 with 13:45 left to play in this first half. Hollingsworth on the near side, guarded by McFadden. One bounce pass inside. Regin Stewart, a little too strong. It's going to head out of bounds. The loose ball will. And it should still be a Wright State possession. It is.
Regin Stewart a little quiet so far in this first half, and she needs to get in the game a little bit more, needs to be a little bit more active.
Stewart awaiting the ball and finally gets it. Way back up on high, Hollingsworth.
Chan has been out, she's been sick, and over the past couple weeks hasn't really gotten into her rhythm too much.
They were looking for the give and go for Williams underneath. It's out of bounds.
Returning to the line for the Flyers is number 4.
The Flyers will get a substitution here. And Kizzy Dawson coming on back. Kelly Waters will check in for the first time. She'll take the place of Carmen Mann.
Wright State appearing to try and get a combination inside.
Stewart looking to trigger once again, this time underneath for Andrews, out on the baseline. This one telegraphed. Schloss steals it away, going to the hoop, takes it home, and it's 10-6 in favor of the Flyers.
Well, Sarah doing a nice job. Actually, she had to go from the left side of the court over to the right side because of her left shoulder, but Amber Williams doing a good job running through and trying to contest that shot.
Regin Stewart pops, off glass, home.
That's what Regin needs to do. She needs to get a little bit more active in this offense.
10-8 in favor of the Flyers, a 2-point lead with 12:53 left to play in the first half. Schloss going to the baseline. Feeds inside, now the kick out. Kizzy Dawson on the far wing thought about the three, now Schloss does. Keeping it around the arc, here's Kizzy in motion. Schloss thought about the three once again. 7 on the shot clock, goes to the hoop and in.
She did a nice job. She saw the gap in there and penetrated right down the middle and split the defense.
Williams to the hoop, going to the hoop, and a charging call against Amber.
That was a situation where Amber really needed to see that the defense was already there and already set. Needs to bring it back out. Maintain your 30 seconds, use the clock.
Mass substitutions. As Regin Stewart leaves, so does Amber Williams, and so does Janine Andrews. As Jess Van Der Geest, Lenora Combs, and Mandy Jelinek all re-enter. 4-point Flyer lead. They go underneath. Anitra Perry up, no good. And Wright State comes away with it. Quickly up ahead. Here's Waters to the hoop, and in.
Mandy Jelinek with a nice pass. Kelly Waters did an excellent job getting down and filling her lane.
2-point lead once again. Here's a shot from the perimeter, and Schloss hits it.
Well, she's a tremendous athlete, really coming in off the bench and contributing very well.
14-10 with 11:46 left to play in this first half. The lead has fluctuated for UD, but they've been there from the outset. Combs has her shot rejected. Waters comes up with a loose ball and in.
Kelly Waters just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
4 points for the freshman out of Cold Spring, Kentucky. Going into the lane and count it. Crystal Smith got it in the paint, and she'll head to the line for an old-fashioned 3-point try.
Crystal Smith, she's an unbelievable athlete. She had a nice little hesitation, little fake crossover. As you can see the move right there, just missed it, but she had a nice little fake cross. Excellent body control, nice finish.
17 fouls now for Wright State.
She as well had an excellent high school career playing for Bexley High School out of Columbus.
3-point play completed. And we have a timeout on court. Yes, we do. We have an official timeout. So with 11:23 left to play in half number 1, the Flyers lead it 17-12, and we'll be back in just a moment. (17-12) in favor of UD, and the difference has been a player off the bench for UD, Sarah Schloss, 4 of 5 from the field, leading this ball game with 8 points.
Well, she's really contributing significantly to this team. She's a wonderful athlete. She moves very well on the floor. Great upper body control. It'd be Interesting to see what she would do without the, if she didn't have that left shoulder injury.
Look at this. Looks like the Wolf is getting a little bit more out of the Flyer here. And we hope to see that in this ball game. Wright State down by 5 with 11:23 left to play in half number 1.
Wright State picking up their field goal percentage a little bit, shooting almost 37%.
One bounce pass to the far side, and Kelly Waters. Now back up on high, Shanda Hollingsworth. Andy Jelinek thinks about the 3, goes for Regin Stewart, driving this one out of bounds. Last touch by Kizzy Dawson.
Well, Kizzy did a nice job getting her hand in the passing lane.
Van Der Geest will come back into this ball game, and Waters will check on out.
Wright State has to be aware they have 13 seconds on the shot clock.
The trigger will come from Regin Stewart. Jelinek has it on the inbound. Shanda Hollingsworth up high, head of the key, in between both circles. And they go for Van Der Geest with 1 on the shot clock, puts it up, and it's off the back of the rim. Regin Stewart the rebound and the foul underneath. Looks like they're going to get Raylan McIntosh on the foul.
Well, just as we had talked about being aware of the 13 seconds on the clock, it really almost became a factor. They weren't quite aware that they needed to put a shot up.
Well, they got lucky there. McIntosh, her second foul. 4th team foul for the Flyers.
Fortunately for the 30-second clock, it's on the release and not when it hits the rim.
They go for Hollingsworth for 3. It's a little long. And the rebound, Van Der Geest stick back is home. Jess Van Der Geest has 4 points, and it's a 3-point Flyer lead with 10:36 left to play in the first half. Martin's over for Schloss here on the near wing. Going inside, Anitra Perry in the paint, puts it up, too strong. Van Der Geest the rebound.
Once again, Jess Van Der Geest with an excellent box out.
Van Der Geest thought about the 3, now will drive, penetrates in the lane, and she's fouled on the way to the hoop.
Jess did a nice job. She needs to look to take the ball to the basket. Nice little double pump there, coming up and underneath, and she did a good job of drawing the foul. Right there, up and under, there she goes. Nice job drawing the foul.
Anitra Perry the foul, her first. Now the team's 5th. Shooting foul, and Jess will get the first one home. As we had mentioned before, a 73% shooter from the charity stripe on the year. Already 3 of 3, now 4 of 4. Team's leading scorer with 6 points on the ball game.
Jess is having a tremendous season. She's really given this team some great leadership.
And talking with assistant coach Kathy Warner prior to this ball game, she said that they want to see a little bit more scoring out of her, but the rebounding has been there. In fact, if you remember our last game against Miami, she had 11 boards.
She did have 11 rebounds, and you know, we talk about it almost every game. She's everywhere. The shot goes up. If she's setting a pick and the shot goes up, she hits the backside boards and comes down with the rebound almost every time.
McFadden over, and they keep it on the perimeter. Going for Schloss, now the kick out. Now McFadden triggers from the perimeter, no good. The rebound, UD, and the stick back is home. Alina Martins gets the deuce.
Well, that was good ball movement by Dayton, but as well, Wright State really doing a good job defensively with their position.
(19-16).
Disputed by Alina Martins. Dayton fouls on 50, Jeanette Jaquez.
Jaquez guilty of a foul, following up the basket. So we'll head up into the front court for Wright State. Into this ball game. Go ahead with the replay.
Well, the shot goes up, and there was a push-up right there, but by Elena really pushing off, and she was looking to get position, but unfortunately she pushed off a little bit.
Into this ball game for the first time, number 44, Renata Springer, 6'1" freshman out of Shelby for Wright State. Up high, Mandy Jelinek. This one telegraphed, Schloss steals it away, and she trips up out of bounds, or was she fouled? Tough call.
I think the foul was on Shanda Hollingsworth, but Sarah Schloss doing an excellent job getting in the passing lane, jumping in and getting that steal. Wright State has to make sure that they continue to move to the ball. They're stopping and waiting for the ball to come to them. They need to actually move and receive the ball.
Second foul for Shanda. 8 team fouls. Bonus opportunity here coming up, the 1-and-1 for Schloss. And she'll get the bonus opportunity. Schloss on the season, shooting 67% from the charity stripe.
You have to give Dayton credit because they're doing an excellent job really denying the passing lanes and getting up and putting some pressure on Wright State.
Van Der Geest the rebound, 1 of 2 for Schloss. 20-16, 9:30 left to go in this first half. This one poked out of bounds by McFadden, and Wright State will retain possession with 19 on the shot clock.
Both teams doing a good job defensively. They're really containing extremely well. One of the other teams, I think, really needs to start to attack the basket.
Stolen away by Schloss, and here we go the other way, and home.
Once again, shooting up in the passing lane and going for the steal.
11 points for Sarah Schloss, and it's 22-16.
Dayton really doing a good job denying the ball, and that's where Wright State can't pick up their dribble.
Springer inside, got the deuce.
Renata getting her hands on the ball, nice little turnaround.
22-18, 8:50 left to play in this first half. Going near side, now back up on high, Elena Martins. Over the far side, McFadden now underneath. Crystal Smith puts it up, no good, too strong. Renata Springer the rebound. Here's Carrie Bender into this ball game for the first time also on the last time out. Feeds underneath, Van Der Geest, double team, the kick out. Now Bender triggers the three. It's a little too weak. And coming up with it.
That was good ball movement by Wright State.
Coming the other way, Schloss and home. Sarah Schloss, 6 of 7, 13 points for her. And a 20-second timeout issued by Wright State.
Well, you really have to credit Sarah. She's doing an excellent job defensively, really causing some problems for Wright State. But what Wright State has to do is they have to attack Dayton's defense. Whenever you have anybody playing a lot of pressure in the passing lanes and really looking to deny the ball, you have to do one of two things. You either have to backdoor or you have to attack the basket. And it as well set a lot of picks because otherwise you have, if you're standing, you're never going to receive the ball and you're never going to be able to get into your offensive flow.
Both teams back on court. If you kind of wonder about Schloss, whether she's been a star or been off the bench. Well, she's been off the bench averaging 6.5 points a ball game. Tonight she already has 13.
Well, she's getting most of her shots off of layups, and that's where Wright State really has to take care of the ball and look to get back on transition defense. They really need to match up.
Foul on the way to the hoop against Van Der Geest, or rather Van Der Geest.
Right there, just doing the right thing, looking to put her head down and take the ball to the basket. Nice little ball fake, going up against Elena, putting her head down. That's where she picked up the hand check right there. But that's what you have to do, is you have to attack, and you can't sit back and you can't wait. Otherwise, it's to the other team's advantage.
1-on-1, and the bonus try coming on up.
Because as we talk most often, you need to get some points on the board in each possession. It counts. And if you can't score from the field, you need to score from the line.
Just gets them both, but the Flyers still lead it by 4. It's 24-20 with 7:54 remaining in this first half, and we'll be back in just a moment. (24-20) is your score here at the Irvin J. Nutter Center, and this, as you will, Gem City Shootout, or Gem City Jam, whatever you want to put on the spin on this ball game. In any case, UD continuing to lead by 4, and it really has been the Sarah Schloss show. Boy, say that real quick. There's your tongue. There's your tongue tire of the night.
5 times.
But you might as well put a big cape on her with a big S on it, because she has 13 points, and we are just under 8 minutes left to go here in this first half. McFadden taking the ball across the timeline, all by herself. This one deflected out of bounds by Regin Stewart.
Well, there, Regin giving Sarah a little taste of her own medicine, getting out in the passing lanes tonight. And that's what Wright State has to do, is put a little pressure on Dayton.
And this one out of bounds, off the hands of Stewart. In fact, Regin looking at herself thinking she should have had it.
Well, what happens when you get out in the passing lane, it really forces the other team to have to change a little bit. And what we had talked about, Wright State having to make some adjustments, either putting their head down and going to the basket or some backdoor cuts. you know, if you stand there and you wait on it, you're never going to receive the ball. And that's where Wright State, you know, at the beginning of the game, they've been used to being able to run their whole offense. And you know, Wright State now getting into the passing lanes and really causing Dayton to have to make some adjustments.
Elena Martins will trigger the inbound and will do so to McFadden. Going far baseline. Now they look underneath, and they can't find Jeanette Jaquez, out of bounds, and Wright State will take over.
Nice little matchup between these two point guards, Mandy Jelinek and Shannon McFadden, doing an excellent job. Both of them are very, very sparky players.
Speaking of Wright State, the 5 on the floor: Bender, Stewart, Jelinek, Van Der Geest, and Combs. Here's Jess, back over for Carrie Bender. Behind the arc, really thinking about the 3. Now gets a pick, comes up high.
Jess Van Der Geest really laying a pick on Sarah.
Lenore Combs triggers a 3. It's off the front of the rim. Jess Van Der Geest, the rebound, stick back, no good. And the rebound goes to Jeanette Jaquez.
Jess was right there for the rebound. Unfortunately, she was a little off balance, and she just had to throw that one up.
Thrown out of bounds, and Wright State will take over.
Regin Stewart, excellent job shooting up in the passing lane, getting her hand on the ball.
4-point lead for the Flyers. We are under 7 minutes left to play here in half number 1. Mandy Jelinek leading at the point, guarded by McFadden. They go with Regin Stewart, looking to penetrate. Isolation, baseline, off the side of the rim, and Kizzy Dawson comes down with it.
That's another great matchup between Regin and Kizzy Dawson, two tremendous athletes.
Schloss nearly traveled, now feeds underneath. And Martins, and no good.
Elena Martins coming across the lane and receiving the ball, did a nice job with her drop step, and just looking to play some very good position. Unfortunately, she got herself a foul, but went to go straight up, but she was just moving her body a little bit too much.
That's her second, team's ninth.
Jess Van Der Geest, her second foul of the night. Team's 9th. Got Martins to the line.
And Dayton getting some pretty good contribution from some young players.
Her first one is good. Coming into this ball game, shooting 83% from the charity stripe. Van Der Geest comes out, and Renata Springer is back in for Wright State. Martins, it's a brick off the back, and Renata Springer comes up with it.
Renata with a nice box out.
And a traveling violation against Regin Stewart. A little too hot-handed pass, I think.
Well, that was a situation where Mandy probably just wanted to set up the offense. They really didn't have much of a break. She was already over half court. She didn't really need to give it up, set the offense up.
Schloss, up high, McFadden, 3, knock it down. Actually, her foot on the line and a deuce.
Well, McFadden doing a nice job coming off the pick of Kizzy Dawson and pulling up for a jumper.
27-20, Regin Stewart, far wing. Back up on high, Carrie Bender, nearly stolen away once again by Sarah Schloss. They go with Lenore Combs, and a hold on the way over. Looks like they're going to flag Martins with this one.
Well, that's one of the advantages that Wright State has in running this high post offense, is that they really can isolate. They can isolate their high post going one-on-one. Right there, Lenore doing a good job. Middle's wide open. Did an excellent job putting her head down, going up with her left hand.
Martins guilty of her second. Team's 8th.
Wright State running their high post offense, what they really force the opposing team to do is give some good help side defense. And if they don't give that help side defense, they do have a wide open layup right down the middle of the lane.
Combs will get the bonus try. Shooting 80% coming into this ball game. 4 of 5, now 5 of 6. Hollingsworth back into this ball game for Bender. And Lenore Combs gets them both. It's once again a 5-point ball game. We're under 6 minutes left to play here in half number 1.
Lenore really adjusting very well to getting the 2 starts that she's got in the past 2 games.
Schloss, hot-handed pass, McFadden, near baseline. Looking to drive, puts it up, and a little too strong. And Renata Springer comes up with it, and taken away by Schloss.
That's where Renata just wanted to get the ball in the hands of the point guard.
Perry has it stripped away. And Regin Stewart comes up with it with an assist from Lenore Combs.
Good decision by Mandy right there, pulling it up, not really pushing the ball.
Stewart looking baseline, driving, and no good. Too strong, and the rebound, Elena Martins.
She's kicking herself for that one. She really wanted that. Nice penetration.
A blocking foul on Regin Stewart.
Kizzy Dawson receiving the ball on the wing and did a nice job once she got the ball, putting it down, looking to go right to the basket. You can see right there, nice little hesitation. Regin picking up the foul.
Stewart, number 2 for her, and now UD in the double bonus. No good. Kizzy Dawson coming into this ballgame, shooting 83% from the line.
I was going to say, that's a rare miss for her.
Christy Hester into this ballgame for the first time for UD, a 5'9" junior out of Louisville, Kentucky. Dawson gets 1 of 2. 28-22, 5:06 left to play in the first half. Hollingsworth goes for Lenore Combs. Now Amber Williams has it.
Shanna's allowing the pressure of Kizzy Dawson to keep her out of her game. She needs to take the ball.
Lenore Combs, but she was fouled on the way to the hoop.
Yeah, Shanna just needs to attack Kizzy. She needs to go right at her. You're looking at either being able to create a pass or you're looking at possibly picking up a hand check.
On the flag, Christy Hester with it, her first, and the team's 9th foul.
Right there, Chanda doing a nice job getting the ball inside to Lenora. Lenora, a nice little drop step power move, picking up the foul.
Combs, yes. Combs perfect from the charity stripe. In fact, Wright State so far perfect from the charity stripe. And we'll see if they can go 10 for 10. Yes, they will.
Well, that's certainly one of Wright State's strengths.
Van Der Geest back on in. Regin Stewart on out. Kizzy Dawson going for Schloss, far wing. Hester over for Dawson. Double team, baseline look, but puts it home.
Oh, Kizzy Dawson putting the ball down with her left hand and stopping and popping. Nice little vertical jump. She got up and over the defense.
3 points for her, 30-24. Combs on the near wing, back for Amber Williams. Now back for Shanna Hollingsworth. Now back up on top, Jess Van Der Geest. Shanda behind the arc, gets a pick. Still dribbling around the perimeter with 5 on the shot clock. Bounce pass inside, Lenore Combs, turn around, up, no good. And taken away by UD's Christy Hester.
Lenore Combs really didn't have a whole lot to do with that ball. She didn't have a whole lot of room to work.
Goes underneath, and Anitra Perry scores out on the low block. It's now 32-24, the biggest lead for the Flyers at 8.
Wright State really should take advantage of a little bit of height that Lenora Combs has over Elena Martins. They can isolate her on the low block.
Renata Springer, turn around, no good. And the rebound to Elena Martins. Kizzy Dawson, double team. Hester goes for Schloss, 4-3, knock it down. Boy, Sarah Schloss has had one heck of a first half, 16 points for her.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Couldn't have said it better myself, I'm telling you.
She's feeling it tonight.
Flyers with a double-digit lead. Lenore Combs underneath, Shanda Hollingsworth now back outside. Here's Combs, long distance, no good. Amber Williams, the rebound, stick back, yes.
Nice little backside positioning by Amber Williams getting that rebound.
35-26. Schloss, they go underneath, Perry, now the other way. Shot put up, off glass, home, Elena Martins.
Renata Springer just a tad late getting there. She was going in the right position, but unfortunately, Anitra Perry was able to get that pass off to Elena Martins.
Williams goes for Van Der Geest. Now back up on high for Hollingsworth. Williams, cross-court pass, Hollingsworth. Looking to drive, feeds underneath, Van Der Geest. Hot-handed pass, puts it up high off glass and in.
Well, that was a nice pick and roll right there between Shanda and Lenora Combs. A nice little feed by Shanda inside into Jess Van Der Geest.
2 minutes left to play.
Amber Williams creating that turnover. Good job getting out in the passing lane.
Holding on. And a timeout. So a timeout here on the floor with 2 minutes exactly left to play in this first half. Flyers by 9, 37-28. We'll be back in just a moment. 37-28 in favor of the Flyers. They have opened up as much as an 11-point lead, but right now a 9-point lead, and UD slowly running away with this one. And they are led by one of their bench players, Sarah Schloss, 16 points. She's doing it all.
She is doing it all. It'll be interesting to see how many steals she has, because she's really doing a good job getting out of the passing lane and playing both ends of the court. She's getting out in the passing lane and looking to pick up some steals, as well as getting out and filling her lane. And certainly on her shot, she's feeling it. She's 7 for 8 from the floor.
Kelly Waters back into this ball game. Mandy Jelinek at the point. Also back on in, Janine Andrews and Regin Stewart. Here's Mandy, baseline, puts it up, home.
That's what Mandy needs to do. It's great penetration, excellent job by her, and she's just been a little too quiet in this game. She needs to step up and be a little bit more of a spark.
McFadden with the ball, some token backcourt pressure. Breaks it easy. Over near side, Crystal Smith. Goes underneath. Now this way, McFadden back up on high. Schloss looking to drive, back outside. McFadden, 3, short. Here is the Jaquez up, no good, but a foul.
Well, there's a situation where Wright State causing Dayton to put up a little bit of off-balance shot, a little short on her shot, I should say, and right there getting the rebound. Wright State needs to do a better job of boxing out. But you have to give credit to Jeanette Jaquez doing a good job following the ball and coming down with the rebound.
Waters guilty of the foul, of course. UD in the double bonus, and they don't get either. Waters gets the rebound.
Well, Kelly, redeem yourself there coming down with the rebound. Good box out.
Regin Stewart taking it strong, baseline. A little too weak, and the rebound underneath by Raylan McIntosh.
It's the right move, though. That's what she needs to do.
Baseball pass put up, no good. Wave off any basket. A traveling violation against Jaquez.
Well, Wright State has an opportunity now to really kind of close the gap a little bit. Minute and 7 seconds to play. Each possession counts, and they really can close the gap here going into the half.
And speaking about the half, we'll be talking with assistant coach Kathy Warner at the intermission. So stick around for that right here on Media One. Regin Stewart driving, high off glass, home. Regin Stewart now with 4 points, and it's now 37-32. Raiders on a little bit of a run. Schloss near baseline, feeds underneath, shot put up, home.
Jaquez with a nice move, getting the ball on the run and going up with it with her right hand. Excellent job.
7-point lead. 4-second differential between the shot clock and a traveling violation against Wright State.
I know Regin wasn't too happy with that one because she saw the opening. She wanted to go to the basket.
Now the shot clock turned off and a timeout charge to UD, and we keep things right here. And that lead has continued to fluctuate. We've seen it get down to just 5 here in the last couple of seconds, but it's been fluctuating between 5 and 11, and if Wright State, you figure if they can cut it down to about that 5-point mark going into the half, they should have a little bit of momentum coming back out.
Yes, they can, but you have to figure Jackie Clark's going to be setting up a play. She called a 20-second timeout, 22 seconds on the clock. She's going to be setting something up to really, I'm sure, look to get a score with, I would think maybe around 10 seconds or so. She might even look to take it down a little bit more than that, but unless they really get a wide open shot, I wouldn't assume they would take a quick shot. They're going to look to get a high percentage one.
Clock running with McFadden. Up ahead, Jaquez going near side. Crystal Smith back up on high. Here's Schloss for 3. It's hard off the back. And the rebound, Jaquez turn around in the paint, home.
Jaquez hitting those boards hard, and Schloss, they were looking at taking the three-pointer. They were hoping to get that one to work.
And time has run out. Apparently, they thought the clock was going to stop on that last bucket. It didn't. So we have reached the end of the first half. We're at intermission, and the Flyers lead it by 9, 41-32. Halftime festivities coming up, and we'll be back with more Raider basketball in just a moment. Welcome back to the Irvin J. Nutter Center. 41-32 is your score at intermission between the UD Flyers and the women's basketball team here at Wright State. Along with Toni Roesch, I'm Geoff Kim. And let's talk about first half impressions, talking about Sarah Schloss. 16 points. She has done it all.
Oh, coming in off the bench, she's done an outstanding job. She's a tremendous athlete. She's 7 for 9 from the floor. She's 1 for 3 from the from the free throw line. But Dayton has 4 steals. She has those 4 steals.
Yeah, unbelievable. Talking about one thing that is going right for Wright State, even though they are down by 9, and it's free throws. They are 10 of 10 from the charity stripe, of course, a perfect 100%. And, of course, leading the way with that, Jess Van Der Geest, 6 for 6.
Well, Jess, you know, she does an outstanding job. I mean, we talk about her every game, does an outstanding job. If she's not setting the pick for somebody, she's hitting the backside boards, coming down with the rebound, does an outstanding job. But one of the things that she does well is she makes sure that if she does not get the points in the paint, that she gets them from the line. Each possession counts, and that's where she is so effective.
But, of course, UD doing very strong themselves off the boards, too. And turnovers being a factor into this ball game. I mean, we don't have turnovers not really too bad at this point in the juncture. You want to keep it down to within 20. Wright State with 9 and UD with 8. So really it has been Schloss with their 4 steals and converting them into easy baskets that has really been a difference.
Yeah, the other thing that's really causing problems for Wright State is the fact that they're not really attacking the basket. They're relying on their three-point shot. They're 0 for 7. They need to look to get the ball inside, and they're really not going to be able to get it in a one-on-one, they can't get it in a one-on-one situation where they really are isolating that backside. What they have to make sure that they do is get that isolation. They can't look to force it, and that's where Regin Stewart has gotten into some problems. But with UD's size, it's really causing some problems for Wright State, and that's where Wright State is kind of backing off of that a little bit and looking to pull up for the three-pointer. That's not effective for them. They need to look to put the ball on the floor, attack the basket, and attack Dayton.
And, of course, UD very strong in field goal percentage tonight. 17 of 29, as you see there, 58.5%. And, of course, the big disparity is three-point shooting and the free throw percentage, because as well as Wright State has done from the charity stripe, they have just struggled from behind the arc, as you had just mentioned. Of course, UD, 1 of 3 from behind the arc for 33%, and their free throws haven't exactly been great, and that's what's keeping this from being a blowout, I believe.
Well, you know, the other thing that's a factor here is that the majority of Dayton's points are coming from inside as well as transition. You know, you talked about Sarah getting out and filling her lane extremely well. They're pushing the ball up the court, and there's been a couple of times where Jeanette Jaquez has really gotten out and filled her lanes. So they really have to make sure that they execute offensively and make each possession count, and that's where if they attack the basket, they'll be able to get the points from the free throw line.
And talking with Coach Jackie Clark prior to this ball game, she told us that she wanted to get some penetration and some good ball reversal, but she figured the penetration would trigger out to a open player 12 to 15 feet away from the basket, and they'd be able to get some easy deuces. And as you see from their field goal percentage, 58.5%, well, that's been the case tonight.
Well, yeah, and as well, Dayton really hasn't had to work that inside out. They've really been effective. Once they punch the ball inside, they're effective scoring very well from the low block as well as from the middle and inside in the paint.
The game high belongs to Sarah Schloss for UD, 16 points, 5 for Elena Martins. Jaquez has 7, 2 for Raylan McIntosh, 3 for Kizzy Dawson, a couple for Shannon McFadden, 3 for Anitra Perry, and 3 also for Crystal Smith. And the inbound goes to McFadden, and we are underway. Wright State led in scoring for 10 for Jess Van Der Geest. Back up on high, Kizzy Dawson. Now McFadden underneath. Jaquez, one dribble, goes to the hoop, no good. And the rebound goes to Raylan McIntosh. Fresh 30 on the clock. Bounce underneath for Jaquez and count it.
Well, right there, Chanda Hollingsworth really, she had her hands full. She was in the backside help, and here you had Jaquez really cutting from that backside, cutting hard, strong to the ball, and did a nice job of getting her hands on the ball. But Chanda really outsized. She didn't really have a whole lot else she could have done.
Jaquez, a 63.5% shooter from the charity stripe, gets to the three-point play to go, and it's now once again double figures, 44-32.
Mandy Jelinek really needs to start to put some pressure on McFadden, making her defender.
Jelinek, the floor commander, gets a pick. Now looking, goes to the lane, and no good. And it should be a blocking foul underneath on Jaquez.
Yep, just as we speak, Mandy did an excellent job coming off of that pick, and we talked about the high post offense that Wright State runs. It can be so effective. Mandy coming off that pick set by Lenora, putting her head down. The lane's wide open. Did a nice job looking to steal the ball, going up strong and drawing the foul.
He didn't really get a chance here to give you the scoring for the first half for Wright State, so we'll do so now. Regina Stewart had 4, Lenora Combs had 8. Mandy Jelinek, 2 points, and looking to add to that total right now. And she'll get 3 right now. Amber Williams had a couple, 4 points for Kelly Waters and 2 for Renata Springer. So now that we've gotten business taken care of, we'll see if Mandy Jelinek can make 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. And no, it's a brick off the back, and Jaquez gets the rebound. McFadden way up high. Kizzy Dawson coming up front. Now back for McFadden. They feed underneath. McFarland, or rather McIntosh, no good, and a foul underneath.
Lenora Combs doing a good job of getting on the high shoulder, really looking to put some pressure on McIntosh, and causing McIntosh to not really get too close to the basket. Did a good job going up and going straight up and not drawing the foul. 2 people that need to get involved in the offense for Wright State is Mandy Jelinek and Regina Stewart. They really need to be a little bit more active and put some points on the board.
Combs from 18 puts it up, and it's a little short. Loose ball out on the floor. Jess comes up with it. Regina Stewart goes to Lenore Combs, and she's fouled as she in the act of shooting.
Jess Van Der Geest keeping the ball alive. She's everywhere, keeping the ball alive. Nice little pass off to Regina Stewart. Regina was going to put the ball on the floor, but she saw Lenora filling her lane on that backside. Nice little dish off.
Jaquez gets her third team foul for UD, and Lenore Combs to the line.
Right there, Jess Van Der Geest coming in with a steal. Little pass off to Regina Stewart. Lenora Combs right there. It was very unselfish play by Wright State, and obviously very good hustle by Jess Van Der Geest.
Martin's out of the ball game, and Sarah Schloss back on in. Hard to believe she's just a freshman. And the second one up, no good. Van Der Geest the rebound off glass and home. 44-36. We have 18:36 left to play in this ball game.
Great effort by Jess.
Jaquez with the ball. Moving up top, Kizzy Dawson now back from McFarland. Or McFadden, rather. Jaquez has it stripped away by Regina Stewart.
Excellent help by Regina Stewart. Regina did a good job getting her hand on the ball.
Jelinek, Van Der Geest, high post, back up on high. Lenora Combs. Now goes underneath for Regina Stewart. Hot-handed pass, too much to handle, and UD will take over.
Actually, that was an excellent look by Lenora Combs, and Regina Stewart really, I'm not sure if she actually saw the ball because she didn't see it until late going up with one hand, but excellent pass by Lenora.
Oh, and while we have a second here, we want to wish a happy 24th birthday to Holly Severson, one of the assistant coaches here at Wright State.
And I'm sure she was a little embarrassed at the beginning of the game. The crowd saying happy birthday to her.
Out the basket and the foul. Anitra Perry will go to the line for an old-fashioned three-point try. Foul underneath on Jess Van Der Geest. Her third.
But Jess didn't really have a whole lot of choice on that. The ball was fed inside to Anitra Perry, and she is so strong, and she uses her body extremely well. And that's where Jess, what she has to do is she has to get on a shoulder, and if she can, look to either deny the ball, or if she's going to go for the steal, get out and go over top and look to get the ball as it's being entered into the post.
Perry will complete the three-point play. The lead is 11, 47-36, 17:54 left to play in the ball game. Jelinek. Coming up high, Regina Stewart looking to penetrate. Isolation, goes to the hoop. Hard off glass and home.
That's what Wright State needs to do, and that's what's working for me. You know, especially in the Miami game, we had talked about it. Three-point shots not working. They need to take the ball to the basket. Once they start scoring effectively from there, then you can really work inside out.
Schloss, hot-handed pass. Now goes out for Perry. From the free throw line, no good. Ball's on the floor, jump ball, and it'll head to UD on alternates.
Well, that's unfortunate because exactly what you want to do is form a triangle inside with your box outs, and that it is what Wright State did. Outstanding job boxing out. 3 players in there, Regina Stewart, Lenora Combs, and Jess Van Der Geest inside form the triangle. Both Lenora and Jess going for the ball, and that's where they, neither one of them actually came up with the possession, but it's unfortunate because great positioning by Wright State.
Van Der Geest out, and Carmen Mann back in. She gets the ball, far wing. Up on high, Shanda Hollingsworth, nearly taken away by Schloss. Hot-handed pass, out of bounds, last touch by McFadden.
Shanda needs to attack this defense. she's allowing Dayton to push her out a little bit too much. She needs to turn the corner, make the penetration, and look to dish off.
Regin Stewart goes for Mandy Jelinek. Now looking for an isolation, gives back. Regin Stewart thought about the three, pulls up 15, blocked away. Kizzy Dawson gets it back, goes right to the hoop, no good, and the rebound in Anitra Perry.
Nice second effort by Regin Stewart.
Up ahead, Schloss behind the arc, near baseline, back up on high. Perry now goes for McFadden, around for Kizzy Dawson, feeds underneath. McIntosh, hard off glass, no good. Perry comes down with the loose ball, goes up strong with it, but fouled on the act of shooting.
Well, Anitra Perry's given Carmen Mann all she can handle inside. Carmen really needs to hold her ground, establish her position, and once that ball comes off that rim, she needs to release and go for the ball.
Regin Stewart guilty of her third foul, team's third foul. Fouls are even between both teams. Active shooting, so Perry will head to the line, shoot a couple. That first one is home.
Right there you had Raylan McIntosh going up with a shot, didn't quite get it to fall. Anitra Perry being strong on the rebound, going up and drawing the foul.
1 of 2 for Perry. Here's Jelinek, strong, gives back. Carmen Mann, home.
Oh, excellent hesitation by Mandy Jelinek. Did a nice little head fake, little hesitation, sold the defense, and a nice little dish off to Carmen Mann.
The Flyer lead is 8, 48-40. McFadden, Kizzy Dawson. Now looking to penetrate, picks up her dribble, goes back for Schloss. Ball reversal, now they go inside. McIntosh back outside for Schloss with 9 on the shot clock. One bounce past Perry, no good, and the rebound to Mandy Jelinek. Regin Stewart in the paint, goes up, no good. Fight for it underneath and a jump ball, and it'll head to UD on alternates.
Well, Regin Stewart had a nice little spin move and pulled up for a jumper. Bank wasn't open for her, but you had Lenora coming down with the rebound, tying up the ball. It did a nice job on the boards.
Timeout on the floor with 15:50 left to play in this ball game. 48-40 in favor of the Flyers. We'll be back in just a moment. 48-40 is your score here at the Irvin J. Nutter Center with Toni Roesch. I'm Geoff Kim, and we're pleased to have you along for this one, the Gem City Jam, as it were, between the two teams in the city of Dayton. Van Der Geest continuing to lead the way for the Raiders. She is 6 of 6 from the charity stripe, and that's aiding her in the cause of getting 12 points, leading the team in scoring. She is helped out by Lenore Combs with 9.
Well, Mandy Jelinek, she's doing a nice job really of looking to step up her play a little bit. She's being a little bit more vocal on the court, looking to be a little bit more of a leader, and that's what she needs to do. She's so effective when she is assertive on the court, and she's really starting to pick up her play a little bit.
Schloss looking to drive. Bounce pass into McIntosh. Now back outside for Helena Safarkova. Now they go near side and a foul. Crystal Smith. She was knocked down and was in the act of shooting. And he cased a foul against Wright State.
Looks like the foul's on Carmen Mann after the shot. Crystal Smith pulling up for a jumper and Carmen Mann fouling her as she came down.
That is exactly the case. Mann guilty of her second, team's 4th. The inbound will go to Schloss from 18 home. All net for Sarah Schloss.
Sarah just kind of sliding right behind the defense. Defense didn't see her. Nice little inbounds pass, and she did a good job pulling up for a jumper.
Double-digit lead for the Flyers, 50-40, 15-16 left to play in this ball game. Carmen Mann back for Lenore Combs. Now looking to take it to the hole, feeds underneath Amber Williams, and an offensive foul against Wright State, and we'll head the other way.
Well, Lenora looking to really look to create some things by putting her head down and looking to make the penetration. What you have to do, though, when you're penetrating, you have to read the numbers, and she didn't quite have the numbers. Right there at the high post, looking to put her head down. She needs to see that there's not a gap. That's where she needs to pull it back out, or look to dish it out to the perimeter.
Kelly Waters into this ball game for Mandy Jelinek. Amber Williams. Now they go far side. Schloss picks up her dribble. Goes for Crystal Smith. Now near side with Janet McFadden. Back up on high for Schloss. They feed inside for Raylan McIntosh and drives it on home.
Well, that was a nice feed inside, a nice little turnaround hook with Raylan McIntosh.
McIntosh with 4 points, 52-40. Waters back up on high. Shanda Hollingsworth now for Williams. Feeds inside Lenore Combs, double team. Puts it up, has her shot blocked and taken away. Elena Safarikova came up with that one.
Well, that's where Wright State needs to work the ball in and out.
Strong to the hoop. Crystal Smith, but fouled on the act of shooting.
Well, Crystal with a nice little hesitation, looking to come across the lane and looking to come on that backside on the right side, and tried to split the defense there, and she was able to pick up the foul. You see her, she puts her head down. Nice little hesitation there. One dribble going up strong, drawing the foul.
Shanda Hollingsworth, her 4th, team 6th foul now, and the first one is home for Crystal Smith. Van Der Geest and Reggie Stewart will come back in. Mann and Waters will sit.
Well, Crystal Smith not only had a very good basketball career, but she also had a track career as well, and she has a twin sister that is at Akron and is actually an All-American track athlete there.
Gets them both. 54-40. We have 14-15 left to play in this ball game. Shanda Hollingsworth controlling at the point. Goes for Amber Williams, now near side, Reggie Stewart. Lenore Combs. Gets a pick. Up high, Shanda Hollingsworth. 14 on the shot clock. Taking her time, looking to penetrate. Goes baseline, Lenore Combs for 3. It's a little short. Amber Williams comes down with it. It's out of bounds and will head the other way.
Lenore, if she could just get those shots to fall just a little bit short, needs to get it off her index finger a little bit more and use her leg. She's a little hesitant in that shot, and boy, if she could get one of those to fall, it'd be a nice little boost for Wright State.
McFadden crossing over, dribble on the near side, goes for Schloss. Now going back, shot put up, and that's no good, and a foul underneath the basket. And we will head the other way.
Looks like it's a push-off on Raylan McIntosh. Really trying to establish some position in there.
24, Raylan McIntosh. That's her 3rd team.
3rd foul, 4th team foul for UD.
You see Crystal Smith pulling up for a jumper where she's so strong, she's so effective, and right there, Raylan looking to create a little bit of space. I'm going to get this ball.
It's like, who, me?
I think if she's going to do that, it needs to be a little bit more subtle.
Lenore Combs, double team. Now the single team. Going for Van Der Geest. Looking baseline. Spins in the lane, puts it up, no good, a little short. And UD will come up with the loose ball in Anitra Perry.
Jess with a little spin move there, looking to try and create a little bit, but didn't really have a whole lot of room to work. There was 3 people there by UD, although she split the defense without picking up a charge. Not quite sure how she did that.
Williams nearly got the steal, but she'll pick up the foul. Going for the steal, fouling McFadden.
Amber Williams really trying to create something there by getting in the passing lane, and just a tad late in getting there, drawing the foul.
Williams' 2nd personal. 17 fouls and a timeout charge to Wright State.
Wright State calls timeout. And now fans in the battle of free throw skill and accuracy.
We'll hold things right here.
It's time for the Pepsi shootout.
Well, one of the things that Wright State, really should look at doing is what they're attempting to do. The timing's just off a little bit. They really are looking to take the ball to the basket and attack the basket. What they really need to do, in addition to that, is get it on the ball reversal, because once you do that, then you have a one-on-one on the backside. Make the defense work a little bit. What you can't do is try and force it, because with Dayton's size, they're doubled inside, and the post players don't have any room to work. Lenore Combs, once the perimeter players feed it into Lenore is looking to make a drop step, but she has nowhere to go because she's looking at 6'3" and 6'2" standing right there. And then you put their hands up, and they've got quite a wingspan. So Lenore is only sitting at 6 feet, so what she really needs to do is kick that ball back out, have the ball reversal, get it on that backside. And either you have Lenore coming to the ball, or you have Reggie Stewart or Jess Van Der Geest on that backside, and really looking to create some things from the weak side once the ball's reversed.
Leading scorer in this ball game, Sarah Schloss, 8 of 10, coming off the bench, 18 points. She is joined in double figures by her teammate, Jeanette Jaquez, 10 points for her. The only player for Wright State in double figures, Jess Van Der Geest, 3 of 7 from the field, 6 of 6 from the charity stripe, 12 points. Wright State looking to cut into that 14-point lead at the 12:53 mark. And now the point guard, Shannon McFadden, will head to the line. 1-and-1 opportunity right here. Brick off the back. Loose ball. Mandy Jelinek comes up with it.
That's it. Mandy did a nice job of looking to set it up. Didn't really have a break. Called the offense.
Williams, now Van Der Geest. They keep it up high around the perimeter. Now go underneath. Lenore Combs spins in the lane and home.
Right there, excellent job, because what happens is when they run that double screen down and they pop up, that backside, who was at that time Regin Stewart, came up and really drew the defense up with her, and that's where Lenore had a one-on-one in the post.
Combs now in double figures with 11. McFadden coming near side. Going for Crystal Smith. Now for Schloss. Tied up, and he'll head to Wright State on alternate possessions.
Excellent defensive possession by Wright State. They did a good job of not only putting pressure on the ball, but on the inside play. Both Jess Van Der Geest and Lenore Combs doing a good job looking to deny the block. They really didn't allow Elena Safrakova to really move a whole lot inside, and she wasn't able to receive the ball.
Wright State back on O. Williams goes for Jess Van Der Geest. Thought about the three. Now Lenore Combs up on the high post. Has it stripped away. Kizzy Dawson going strong to the hoop. And she is fouled on the way to the basket.
Well, Kizzy Dawson, she's so explosive when she gets that ball, and she's going to go coast to coast. Right there, she's so explosive. She pushes the ball out so well. And drawing the foul right there, and Wright State looking to put her on the line instead of giving her 2 points on that layup.
Mandy Jelinek, foul number 2, team's 8th foul. Kizzy at the line, 1 and the bonus, and it's in and out. And Lenore Combs comes up with the rebound.
Lenore Combs in that last possession really looking to make the pass inside. Unfortunately, she had that turnover. But Regin Stewart really wanted the ball.
Foul.
Looks like the foul's on Anitra Perry, and Anitra's not too happy about that. She was going to bust her way through that pick.
Perry picks up her second, team's 5th. Non-shooting foul. Regin Stewart to inbound, does. Now underneath Combs, little hook, no good. And ball still on the floor. Regin picks it up.
Regin doing a nice job keeping the ball alive. Nice little feed inside from Mandy into Lenore Combs. She just didn't get the ball to fall for her.
Regin Stewart baseline, no good. And Perry comes up with the rebound.
Regin Stewart getting some good shots. She just needs to finish.
Jaquez, low block, no good. And Jess Van Der Geest the rebound. Quickly up ahead, Regin Stewart. Now quickly double team, high off glass, no good. Lenore Combs, stick back, yes.
Nice follow by Lenore Combs and Regin Stewart. She's got to wonder if there's a lid on that basket, because she's kind of shaking her head a little bit. You know she's frustrated, but she needs to keep taking the ball to the basket. The bank's going to open up sooner or later for her.
Sure thing.
Dayton calls timeout.
Timeout on the floor, so why don't we take a break right here. The Flyers continue to lead. It's by 10, 54-44, and we'll be back in just a moment. 54-44, Raiders trying to cut into this double-digit lead, and they're doing so on the back of Lenore Combs. She has accounted for the last 4 points for Wright State, and now leads the team with 13.
Well, another area of concern for Wright State is the fact that they've only gone to the line 14 times, whereas Dayton has gone to the line 22 times.
Now the foul differential, of course. Wright State gave UD the double bonus in the first half, and they're well underway doing so in the second half. They already have 18 fouls. UD with the ball with McFadden. Gives it on up. And a traveling violation. Alina Martins took a step too many.
Well, right here's an opportunity for Wright State to cut this lead down to 8 points if they really can make this possession work. They need to be patient, use the 30-second clock, and come up with a good percentage shot.
Got to give both teams some credit. Both teams have kept turnovers down to a minimum. Carmen Mann back in on the last timeout. Amber Williams goes for Jess Van Der Geest. High post, isolation, goes to the basket, no good. Gets the rebound, the kick out, and a foul underneath.
Jess Van Der Geest doing an excellent job putting the ball down with her left hand and going up strong. And she had a one-on-one going up against Elena Martins, and that's what you have to do. You have to challenge the other team to play you, and that's what Wright State is looking to do right now.
Fourth foul on Martins. No shooting foul here. Jelinek over for Amber Williams. Open three, and it's long. Missed everything. It's out of bounds, and we will head the other way.
Well, right there, Amber Williams, she was open, looking to take her shot. And when you take those shots, especially from the three-point line, you have to make sure that your feet are squared up, you use your legs, get your elbow underneath you, and you have to make sure that you follow through and get good extension.
Raylan McIntosh back into this ball game. Got the trigger on the inbound. Schloss on the far wing. Picks up her dribble. Now still looking. Over for Kizzy Dawson. Back up on high, McFadden. Guarded by Jelinek. Now inside. McIntosh. And double teamed. And a foul underneath.
Well, Jess Van Der Geest looking to play some very good position defense, but you had Raylan McIntosh with a nice little head fake. Nice little fake, little up and under move as she comes around, looks to seal Jess, and Jess just got caught. A little bit of a hand check there. No, she wasn't happy about that one.
Van Der Geest will leave with her fourth foul, team's ninth. As McIntosh will head to the line.
Well, I know Jess wasn't happy about picking up her fourth foul, but boy, she's such a nice player and does so many things for Wright State.
McIntosh will get the bonus opportunity, shooting 67% from the charity stripe on the season.
Carmen Mann's going to have to make sure that she really holds her position well going up against Anitra Perry.
It's off the back of the rim, and the back tap goes to Wright and Stewart. Stewart in a big old hurry. Now crossing over a dribble, low block, puts it up, no good. The volleyball match comes down to Schloss.
Regin with a nice move. She just had a little bit of a bad angle on that bank shot.
Loose ball goes to Wright State. They were looking for Perry underneath. That pass was deflected away, and Lenora Combs came up with it. Here's Jelinek. Held ball, jump ball, and it'll head back to UD on alternate possessions.
Well, Mandy, you know, she's such a smart player. She just got herself in a little bit of too deep a penetration and really didn't have a whole lot to do with the ball. I know she was looking to go inside to Lenora, but the defense had taken that away. She didn't have anybody to kick it back out to, and that's where she got caught with the double on the ball.
Kizzy Dawson leaves, and Christy Hester back into the ballgame for the first time here in the second half. They go to Hester on the near wing. Now back up on high. Now Perry underneath. Puts it up, no good, but fouled underneath.
Carmen Mann needs to make sure that she jumps to the ball. You can't give Anitra Perry any room to work. If Anitra's going to cut to the ball, you got to make sure she doesn't receive it. And right there, Anitra was wide open when she cut across the lane and had too much room to work.
Carmen guilty of her third. Beauty now in the double bonus. Perry to the line, and she'll get her first. The 5 on the floor for Wright State. Carrie Bender, Regin Stewart, Carmen Mann, Mandy Jelinek, and Lenora Combs.
Well, the post is such an important part of the game, obviously, because you're looking at not only a high percentage shot, but you can do so many things inside, and that's where the defense really has to take away the post player being able to turn that shoulder. If you don't turn the shoulder, there's not anything that the post player can do.
Lead is 13. Lenora Combs picks up her dribble, goes for Bender. Now gets a pick, feeds this way for Regin Stewart. Low block, puts it up and in.
There she goes. That's a welcome sight for her.
Regin has 8. The lead is 11, 57-46. We're under 9 minutes left to play in this ball game. They go high-low for Perry, and taken away. Here's Regin Stewart. 2-on-1 break. Go for Lenora Combs. Home.
Excellent transition. Lenora Combs did a good job getting out and filling her lane, and very unselfish play by Regin Stewart. Nice little pass off.
The lead is now 9, 57-48. 8:30 left to go in this ball game.
But the start of that transition was a credit to Carmen Mann.
And a foul. McFadden charging in on the baseline, and they're going to get Carmen Mann with the foul, her 4th.
Wright State fouls on 23, Carmen Mann.
That last transition, you really had to credit Carmen because she did an excellent job of getting her hand in the passing lane. Well, right there, you've got Shannon McFadden just looking to make the penetration. She was looking to dump off to Raylan McIntosh, and that's where Carmen picked up the foul.
McFadden 0 for 1 from the charity stripe tonight, make it 0 for 2. Kelly Waters and Chanda Hollingsworth check on in. Manny Jelinek and Carmen Mann check out.
Kelly Waters has been pretty active in the post in terms of looking to get in the passing lane a little bit.
1 of 2 for McFadden. 10-point lead for the Flyers. Going far side. Regin Stewart now for Kelly Waters, open and in.
Oh, nice little dump off by Regin to Kelly Waters, and Kelly did a nice job using the glass.
Waters has 6. The lead is 8. Schloss with the ball, guarded by Bender. Now Hester has it. McFadden now back for Schloss. Has the game high 18, the kick out, McIntosh, now Hester, now McFadden. 10 on the shot clock. Goes underneath, McIntosh, double teamed and taken away, Chanda Hollingsworth. Control break, behind the back dribble, goes for Regin Stewart. Now it's stolen away and Schloss recovers.
Oh, that was a nice behind the back move by Chanda. Unfortunately, she didn't get that pass.
Hester fouled in the act of shooting, and she'll head to the line.
That behind the back move really created a 2-on-1 situation for Wright State, and Wright State did an excellent job of playing both. Right there you had Christy Hester putting her head down and drawing the foul from Regin Stewart, but Wright State had an opportunity to cut the lead to 6.
Hester gets her first point of the night. Foul is on Regin Stewart, her 4th, and a lot of Wright State players now in trouble.
Well, Kelly Waters being extremely active inside, she really did a nice job in that last possession against Anitra Perry.
Jaquez comes down with it, going for Hester, drives, off glass and home.
Hester with a nice ball fake, nice little head fake, ball fake, and 1 dribble to the basket.
3 points for her, all coming here in the last sequence. 61-50 in favor of UD. Bender looking around, still looking around, now finds Chanda Hollingsworth. Had to be that 5-second call. Regin Stewart, high post, no good. And it's out of bounds, last touched by Jaquez.
Well, Regin Stewart looking to make the penetration. As she is penetrating, Lenora Combs needs to pop out a little bit and give Regin some room to work. And if Regin can't take the ball all the way to the basket, at least she'll be able to dump it off to Lenora. Lenora can pop to the short corner, pull up for a jumper.
Bender and Regin Stewart leave. And the feed goes underneath Lenora Combs and a foul underneath. Coming into this ball game, Jess Van Der Geest and Manny Jelinek as we head the other way. An offensive foul against Wright State.
Well, Lenora Combs, right there, she should have put the ball up instead of putting it on the floor. She had the shot when she received the ball. And right there, she wanted to get that ball back. But once you receive it, keep the ball up, put it right up. Don't need to put the ball on the floor. Sometimes players feel as though they need to get a little bit closer, and sometimes close is not always good because you want to try and get yourself closer to the basket, but as well, you're taking yourself closer to the defender. You just want to be able to create a little bit of space.
Jaquez will get them both. And the lead is now back to 13 as we come up on 7 minutes left to play in this ball game. 63-50. Jelinek has it poked out. The last touch by McFadden.
Well, this is fun to watch these 2 point guards. Both of them are very, very good point guards and really going at each other.
20-second timeout charge to Wright State. We'll keep things right here. Wright State in a bit of foul trouble. In fact, they have a number of players with 4 fouls. Chanda Hollingsworth, Regin Stewart, Carmen Mann, and Jess Van Der Geest, each with 4.
Well, that's where you have to credit Dayton. Dayton's doing an excellent job of attacking the basket and really putting their head down and being very effective. And they've got a lot of nice off-ball movement as well, and that's where Wright State has to make sure that they jump to the ball, get in the passing lanes, not allow the cut, take the cut away, look to get their hands on the ball in the passing lane and really look to cause some problems for Dayton. They have to move their feet as well.
Only one flyer in foul trouble. That's Elena Martins with 4. Mandy Jelinek up high with 19 on the shot clock. Jess Van Der Geest, baseline, double team, triple teamed, and a foul. No, a traveling violation against Jess.
That's where Wright State could really look to reverse the ball and get a little bit more ball movement instead of trying to force it. You know, the timing's off just a little bit in this offense, and they're looking to do the right thing and looking to attack the basket, but they're not doing it when they have the numbers. They're looking to force it just a little bit too much.
Waters comes out. Regin Stewart back into this ball game. McFadden with the ball. A foul away from the ball, and we will head the other way. An offensive foul against UD.
It looks like a little illegal screen, and Wright State's going to be shooting.
Christy Hester guilty of a foul, her second, and the team's 7th. So a 1-and-1 opportunity here for Regin Stewart.
Regin Stewart is at the line, shooting 1 and the bonus.
This will be the first time Regin is going to the free throw line, and this is an opportunity for her to pick up a couple more points.
No good. Stick back and in and out. Everything but the basket. Lenore Combs steals it away and no good. I'll give credit to Lenora Combs, really doing some dirty work underneath the basket.
Well, she's trying to keep that ball alive, but on this left side, Wright State's really having some problems. They have not quite the best angle as they're releasing the ball, and that's why they're not getting the shot to foul, or excuse me, the shot to fall.
Fouls on McIntosh, and the first one is home for Lenora Combs. Anitra Perry comes back into the ballgame. McIntosh is out. Lenora, the team's leading scorer here in this ball game, looking for point number 17.
Jess needs to be careful. She's got 4 fouls, and there's still a lot of time left in this game.
17 points for Lenora Combs, 63-52. Token pressure broken by Schloss. The freshman with the ball. It's on the floor, picks it up, goes for Perry underneath and home.
Well, Anitra Perry did an excellent job of sealing Lenora Combs on the high side, and Dayton did an excellent job feeding her the ball.
Here's Regin Stewart, baseline, and no good, but a foul on the way to the hoop.
Once again, nice little penetration by Regin, and here's another opportunity for her to pick up a couple of points. And
Schloss guilty of her first foul, team's 9th, and Regin to the line. 0 for 1 on the night, came in shooting 80%, and she misses the first one here. Dizzy Dawson will check in. Schloss will take a seat on the bench.
Sarah Schloss, she's such a nice player and really does a lot of things well.
1 of 2. The lead is 12, 65-53. 6 minutes left to play in this one. Hester. Now Jaquez Dawson. Over for McFadden, looking baseline, rebuffed by Jelinek. Dawson. Feeds underneath, Jaquez out high, McFadden, 3, knock it down. Actually, it's a deuce. Foot on the line, 67-53.
They weren't going to give her that one. She did have her foot on the line.
Regin Stewart, the kick out. Jelinek pulls up from 15, and she's fouled in the act of shooting by McFadden. And McFadden pleading her case over there.
It was all ball. Can't blame her. Blame her for trying. But that's a good job of Mandy putting her head down, looking to stop and pop. She needs to create something.
Mandy Jelinek is at the line, 2 throws.
Mandy at the line. Both teams now in the double bonus. And this one in and out.
Well, you kind of got to wonder what's going on here right now, because Wright State very effective from the line, and Regin Stewart, she has not connected on the free throws, and Mandy Jelinek coming up short on 2 opportunities right there, and you just have to wonder if maybe they're pressing a little bit too much or really what's in the back of their mind.
Out on Van Der Geest, so UD will take possession. They go with Christy Hester. Back up on high, Kizzy Dawson. Dawson, 1 bounce pass to Perry. Puts it up off glass, no good. And Van Der Geest comes down with it. Jess has 14 rebounds tonight. Van Der Geest in motion, and a traveling violation against Jess.
Once again, right idea, just a little too quick with those feet. You get little happy feet, and you got to put the ball down before you put that other foot down.
McFadden, guarded by Jelinek. Now crossing the timeline. Goes for Kizzy Dawson. Dawson looking baseline, pulls up from 15, in and out. Stick back parry, no good. And the rebound, Jess Van Der Geest, number 15 for her.
Manny Jelinek actually boxing out Anitra Perry.
Jelinek to the hoop, off glass, no good. And the rebound, Jaquez.
Jaquez coming down with a big rebound, and Lenora Combs actually had inside position on that, and Jaquez with her height just kind of reached over and grabbed the ball.
Kizzy Dawson feeds underneath, Jaquez in the lane, home.
Jaquez, nice move, but help side a little late getting there. Jaquez had a little bit too much room to work, being able to turn that shoulder, and that's where she's so effective.
Stolen away, here's McFadden, up ahead, in the paint, and home. 71-53 with 4:06 left to play in this ball game. And a timeout charge to Wright State. And with that, why don't we take a break? So the lead, 18 points for the UD Flyers with 4:02 left to play in this ball game. And we'll be back in just a moment. (71-53), UD in command of this one, and they've really been in command from the outset. They have 3 players in double figures tonight. Anitra Perry with 11. Jaquez, Jeanette Jaquez with 14, and a game-high 18 from the freshman off the bench, Sarah Schloss. They are shooting 53% from the field tonight, and that is simply getting it done.
Well, there's 4 minutes remaining in the game, and Wright State really can cut this lead. What they have to do is they have to make sure that they keep talking amongst themselves, really communicating, and once that communication breaks down, then what happens is a lot of frustration sets in, and there's too much time on the clock to allow that frustration to happen. This is where Mandy needs to be vocal. She needs to lead the team. You need a couple other players to really step up and take control.
Stewart baseline, too strong. Jaquez comes down with it.
Well, Regin really making some nice moves to the basket. She just needs to make sure she concentrates on that finish. She needs to see the ball go in the basket.
McFadden up high. Going near side. Goes for Jaquez, double team. Now away, Regin Stewart picks it off. Now tosses it out of bounds. Jelinek couldn't get back to it in time.
Well, Regin getting her hands on the ball, but you really have to credit Lenora Combs coming over and doubling on the ball. Did an outstanding job. Jess Van Der Geest was there on the ball, not allowing Jaquez to move. Lenora Combs coming over and giving some good help, and that's what they have to do. They have to double in on the post.
Jaquez across the way. Hester feeds down low, and Van Der Geest takes it away.
Great job by Jess once again.
And taken back by Christy Hester. Hold up shop.
That's where Mandy needs to either give the ball a little bit sooner, or she needs to take it 1 or 2 more dribbles, and once her teammate gets past the defense,
As to
then give
the
it to her.
runner in the lane, and count the basket and the foul.
Well, right now, this is where Wright State needs to huddle up, get themselves together, keep talking amongst each other. They can't have any breakdowns right now.
Mandy guilty of her third.
We have Hester putting her head down and splitting the defense right there.
Hester gets the bucket. 6 points for her. Shanda Hollingsworth back into this ball game. Mandy Jelinek out.
You know, Mandy's got to be a little frustrated. She's too much of a competitor. She was really ready to play tonight. She's, I'm sure, not happy with her play, but you know, one thing that you can do when you're not playing well is you can at least be vocal, really look to distribute the ball.
Van Der Geest goes for Regin Stewart, pulls up from 18. A little short, it's behind the glass, and it'll go to UD. So the lead is now 21. That's the biggest lead all night for UD. This is the 24th time both teams have met, and UD in command, 20-3 as far as the series advantage. McFadden with the ball. Hester. Dishes off Hester, bounce pass inside, but a troubling violation on Kizzy Dawson.
Well, Kizzy getting her feet moving a little bit too quickly, looking to make that pass inside.
The inbound will come 3/4 court from Jess Van Der Geest. Shanda Hollingsworth controlling at the point. Amber Williams back into this ball game. Combs, one bounce pass underneath. Regin Stewart, low block, no good.
Loose ball on the floor. Amber Williams, baseline J, no good. She comes away with the rebound. Now going back to the hoop, still no good. It's on the floor, and Jaquez comes away with it. It's a lot of opportunities there for Wright State to come away with no points.
You certainly have to give them credit because they're really looking to attack the basket. They are just not getting any breaks on those shots. You know, it's unfortunate because they're really doing a good job of going one-on-one now to the basket, and they can't get anything to fall. Good second effort on the rebounds, and they still can't get anything to fall.
Timeout on the floor, charge to UD as we keep things right here. $1:53 left to play in this one. As we mentioned, the biggest lead put up tonight by UD, 74-53. And as you look at this ball game, it has been somewhat of a gradual process. UD simply taking the lead and building it up step by step until they've gotten to this 21-point lead.
Well, you know, a lot of that has to do with Wright State coming up empty on the possessions. They've had some good opportunities, and they just have not been able to get the ball to fall. And Regin Stewart sitting at 4 for 20 from the floor, and that's very uncharacteristic. But yet she has one-on-one situations, and she has to take it.
They go down low. McIntosh, no good. Lenora Combs the rebound, and she was fouled. Fouled by Raylan McIntosh, and if that's the case, no, she's still okay. She'll still be in the ball game. That's her 4th.
Well, Lenora getting inside position on...
That's her 5th and final.
Actually, it is her 5th.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Lenora did a very good job of looking to box out, but, you know, what we were talking is you have that one-on-one, you have to take the ball to the basket, and, you know, it's really not an opportunity for Regin to dish off to anybody because she has the one-on-one. She's just not able to finish, and that's really where you need to concentrate on your follow-through, see the basket or see the ball go into the basket. She just might be taking her eye off the glass a little bit too much.
McIntosh leaves with 5 points. She's replaced by Helena Safarikova. And we have 3 walk-ons in on the game. Number 11, Ann Ryder. And the first one is home from Lenora Combs. Number 21, and we're going to be sure to butcher this name, Faceta Travath, and number 25, Nikki Roesch.
I'm glad you get to say that one.
Lenora looking to cut this lead to under 20.
That's as bad as the Slovakian team with those names.
Speaking of which, rebounded by Helena Safarikova. Going far side, Roesch now back up on high with the point guard. And that's Shannon McFadden. Stayed in the game pretty much throughout. Ryder with the ball, keeps it on the floor, back up on high, McFadden. 5 on the shot clock. Now we'll put it up, and it's off the foot of the rim, but a foul coming on the shot.
Lenora actually did an excellent job of stepping up and showing herself off of that pick and not allowing McFadden to come off that pick and pull up for a jumper. As you can see right there, Lenora stepping up and showing herself real well, but right there, McFadden putting her head down and going up for the shot, and Lenora coming across her arm.
Combs. There's the foul. So McFadden will get 2 shot opportunities here. And McFadden will leave, or rather, I'm sorry, Lenora Combs will leave with 18 points, replaced by Janine Andrews.
Lenora Combs giving some outstanding effort tonight. You cannot fault her. You can't fault the Wright State team giving some tremendous effort. They just couldn't get things to fall.
And an out rebound by Carmen Mann, but looks like they're going to get Safarikova over the back. Yes, they will.
But at the same time, you really have to credit Dayton because they've had some very good patience offensively and coming down with some key rebounds and causing some problems defensively for Wright State.
Safarikova guilty of her 3rd and Mann to the line. Carmen with their first free throw attempt of the entire season. That one is short.
Well, one of the concerns for Wright State, and certainly one of the advantages that Dayton wanted to take advantage of against Wright State, is their height, and that's why one of the reasons why Dayton is shooting 53% from the floor.
Amber Williams the rebound. Jana Harlingsworth the long 3, it's short. And Amber Williams comes up with the loose ball.
Under a minute to play. Shanda Hollingsworth feeds underneath. Carmen Mann, and a traveling violation on Carmen. We have seen a lot of that tonight.
Well, part of that has to do with knowing where the defense is prior to you making the move, and you have to know which move you're going to make. You have to know where that defense is, in your mind, know what move you're going to make once you receive the ball, and then try to make your decision which move to make. A lot of times that's what causes the travel, a little bit of indecision.
Ryder goes to Roesch, now the kick out, back for McFadden. Behind the arc, guarded by Shanda Hollingsworth, looking baseline. Shanda stops her there, Roesch with the ball. Now coming back up on high for Ryder. Looking to penetrate, puts it up, no good, and coming down with the loose ball, Shanda Hollingsworth.
Janine Andrews with a good contest of the shot right there, getting a block.
Waters from 15, a little too strong, and the rebound to Ryder. Behind the back dribble, how do you like that?
A little shake and bake move.
Under 5 seconds to play, and they're probably content just to hold on to it, and time has run out here at the Irvin J. Nutter Center. Final score, UD goes away, a big winner here in this one, 75-54 against Wright State. And a big effort tonight by a freshman off the bench, Sarah Schloss. She had 16 first-half points, finishes with a game-high 18, and she really took charge of things in the first half, and that really led, or rather helped UD to establish their lead and pretty much keep it up throughout the rest of the game.
Wow, she did an outstanding job, and you know, everybody needs somebody to step up and play very hard, very aggressively, and that's where she did an outstanding job of really being a spark off the bench, and that's what you need. You need somebody to come in, give you a little bit of a spark.
And with that, why don't we take a break right here, and we'll come back to wrap things up here at the Irvin J. Nutter Center, and we'll be back in just a moment. (75-54), the final score here at the Irvin J. Nutter Center, and UD very impressive in this one in a crosstown shootout of sorts. Wright State came up a bit short, but they did have some impressive play from Lenore Combs, 18 points to tie the game-high lead, and a double-double tonight for Jess Van Der Geest, 12 points and 15 boards.
Well, what can you say about Jess Van Der Geest? You cannot say enough about her. She is just a tremendous athlete. In every game in and game out, she is doing an outstanding job being everywhere on the court, trying to be a leader for Wright State.
UD had 3 players in double figures. They were led by a freshman off the bench, Sarah Schloss, with 18 of her own. And boy, I tell you what, she really established the tempo with some really easy baskets in the first half.
What an outstanding athlete, great competitor, very composed. I'm very impressed with her discipline. Excellent body control, very good athlete, tremendous form on her shot. She does an outstanding job getting up and down the court, doing an excellent job on both ends of the court.
Now, how do you take some positives away from this ball game if you're head coach Lisa Fitch? You lose a tough one against Miami down to the last second, and you lose a tough one here by 21. So what do you take with you going into your next outing?
Well, the first thing you can't do is get down on yourselves or get one from the coaching staff either getting down on the team or the team getting down on themselves, or, you know, you can't allow any ill feelings or whatnot in any finger pointing. And, you know, that happens sometimes when teams really start to get a little bit frustrated. I don't feel as though this will happen to the team because they really do have some great individuals, and Lisa Fitch is an outstanding coach. And I'm sure she will regroup this team, look to get them back together. They need to, you can't fault the effort. They're doing an outstanding job with the effort. They just were not able to get the shots to fall. They're shooting 30% from the floor, but you have to really look at Reg and Stewart having some good shots. You know, I hate to go back to it, but 4 of 20, so uncharacteristic of her, but she had the situations where she had a one-on-one driving to and making that penetration. If she could only get those shots to fall. The one thing is she's going in at a little bit bad angle, and that's why she's not able to get those shots to fall. But the effort, you cannot fault the effort. Jess Van Der Geest being everywhere, Lenore Combs looking to post up hard. You've got Manny Jelinek, not quite one of her better games, but again, she is such a competitor and does such an outstanding job of looking to lead this team. And there's nobody that's going to be harder on herself than she is. And what you can't do is you can't really look to get too frustrated. You need to come away and say, okay, we're going to regroup. And Dayton, they're certainly fighting because, you know, they have a new coach this year and a new philosophy, new staff, and they're trying to establish their own system, and with some players that they didn't recruit. And certainly going into the Atlantic 10, which is a very competitive conference this year, they're really looking to step up their play a little bit going into the conference play.
Once again, the final score, Wright State losing by 21, 75-54. Toni and I will be back on the 21st of this month as Wright State will take on Ball State in that game here at the Irvin J. Nutter Center. Thanks go out to our director, Bob Jones. So for Toni and Roesch, I'm Geoff Kim as we say so long from Dayton.